Welcome back to African Farming Mzansi. Now, unpredictable weather, soaring input costs, theft, diseases, these are only some of the challenges that farmers have to face. And despite those challenges, they have to persevere, show determination, and try by any means to grow their operations. Keith Middleton and his son Kyle have shown immense growth over the past 15 years, and they're not done just yet. Now we've heard from them, it's time to speak to our panel of agricultural gurus to share their advice on growth despite challenges. Now joining us in studio, Johann from Vleissentraal. Johann, are you well?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Also, Ratselane, good to see you representing Afrivet. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you for having me here.
Fantastic. Praveen, your chair, you moved a little bit there.
I have. Thanks, Tony.
Fantastic.
Always good
You're
being
moving
here.
closer. We're getting closer as time goes
Absolutely.
on. All right, Nico from Standard Bank, are you well?
Well, thank you, Tony.
Fantastic. Good to see you. All right, let's talk about the serious matter of growth, gentlemen. It's a tough thing during challenging times. Well, Johann, so from an auction perspective, how can farmers achieve growth through businesses such as yours?
The auction is the ideal place for the farmers to grow because that's the place where they market their products, their animals, and through auctions as the ideal place for setting the market price. I think that's ideal for them to grow in their business as farmers.
All right, Johann, please talk to us about the risks within the process that you mentioned.
And these days, we've got the biosecurity rules that's applicable at auctions that the auction houses are implementing. But it gets back to the farmer who must start with his own biosecurity at farm level before he presents his animals at any auction to minimize the risks.
Ratselane, obviously the high feed prices are a challenge to farmers, and also just looking at general health. I mean, everything costs money. How can they overcome some of those challenges?
Thank you so much, Tony. Yes, there are indeed many challenges, but there are ways that we can come up with to mitigate what we are currently going through. I mean, the first one is lack of training. Farmers, they don't have training, but the training is available. There are so many organizations that offer free training. There are those ones that offer a paid one. And then there are diseases, again, that we find all over the country, more especially after the recent rains that we had. If they should follow the vaccination program properly. The other one, it's a lack of feed. Farmers need to have plan in place to prepare for the coming lack of feed that we're going to face during winter. The other one is it's a stock theft that is currently taking place around the country. Farmers, they need to be part of organizations. They need to become members of organizations like a stock theft unit. There are local organizations that assist farmers to look after their animals. The other one is a lack of veterinary support. There is an assistance available in that regard. Farmers, they just need to come closer to the agents. They need to come closer to veterinary officials. They need to come closer again to their organizations where this information is circulated. There is a lack of access to veterinary products as well. These products are available. We've got co-ops throughout the countries. We've got agents that can actually take these products closer to the farmer.
Praveen, growth is a wonderful thing in any particular business, but you also have to create capacity, don't you?
Yeah, 100%, Tony. Growth is the ultimate aim, of course. You know, we don't want to stagnate at any level, but I think what is very important for farmers to do it is in a controlled way, in a sustainable way, because you don't want to have, a sudden jump in profits, a jump in the size of your business, only to find in a year or two from now you're facing so much of challenges with your financier, things at an operational level, start to, unravel a little bit. So it's important that whatever decision farmers take, they do it in a sustainable way. And that's where discussions with agribusinesses come into play. Ratselane spoke about training, and that's something that the agribusinesses do very well because they've got the years of experience in all of the different components of agriculture. They're able to tailor-make training solutions for farmers. So farmers need to use those relationships. It's collaborative. It always is. Again, Ratselane spoke about the organizations within the community to help with combating issues like stock theft, etc. There are solutions that agribusinesses are also working on, and one should not take that for granted. But again, go knocking on those doors to ask for that.
100%. Nico, from a financial perspective, from a banking perspective, I mean, collaboration is a lovely word. You know, you want to work with your farmers. What would you be looking for when a farmer comes to you and says, listen, I think I can grow my business. There's better market there or bigger market here. What are the first few questions you ask that farmer?
Growth is cash hungry. And therefore you need to make sure that when you want to grow, that your financiers, as Praveen mentioned, is on board, and that it is planned. Uncontrolled growth can get you in deep trouble. So one needs to make sure that you try and plan the growth as much as possible. Lots of things happen. The more you grow, the more different dependables come into play, and you need to understand that. And it's difficult doing it alone.
How does one manage those risks?
I think what is important is again to make sure that the areas where you are lacking in, that you do get support from outside to look at that. Also, growth in the agricultural sense, especially when you look at long-term crops, for instance, there's a capital barrier there. So one needs to understand when and how capital will need to be implemented to optimize that growth. And you need to go and make sure that the capital is available and what sources of capital is out there that you can use to fund that growth. Otherwise, you run into that cash flow gap.
Right, gentlemen, let me get some final thoughts from you, Ratselane. Let me start with yourself.
From our side, good biosecurity principles plus good quality feed coupled with supplements equals healthy and quality meat.
Johann?
For the farmer to keep growing, he'll have to keep his biosecurity levels in place, and that can make his assurance for future growth.
Praveen, for yourself?
Yeah, I would say build very strong relationships with all of your stakeholders. Trust in each other certainly supports your growth.
And Nico, liquidity, liquidity, liquidity.
Yeah, short and sweet. Growth needs cash and cash needs planning.
Fantastic. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your insights today.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Pleasure.
So there you have it. Growth is possible even amid challenges, and you have the support of all these incredible institutions and people. Mzansi, don't forget you can engage with us on social media, #AfricanFarming, and you can find us on our website, africanfarming.com. And Mzansi, remember, we farm better together.